It's Fouad Youssef, and I came from New Hampshire, and I did have lymphoma before I came here, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, large B cell, and we came here for a treatment. Actually, when I discovered the lymphoma 4 years ago, 2016, and I was talking to my oncologist, and it was like as big as my thumb, knuckle, my thumb. And at the time he said, let's watch it. And over the time, he decided to take biopsy on it and found it's called non-Hodgkin lymphoma, large B cell. And after that, the lump was under my arm, grew up so fast, as big as an orange, size of an orange, and was so painful. And the doctor decided the best treatment for me is to have aggressive chemo, which kind of scared the heck out of us. We know a lot of friends have chemo, and the outcome of the result was not promising. Yeah, it was really how it affected me was very painful, and was painful to the family, my wife and my children, and especially when you hear the doctor tell you you're going to live a few months to live because it grows so fast, the lymphoma, kind of a cancer cell kind of thing, progress so fast, and you have to act quickly on it. Actually, when I get the news from my oncologist, it was not good news, and he said you have to go through chemo. And my wife, second day, said you're not going to chemo because he wants to move on right quickly to cure it. And I said to him, the chemo will affect some other part of the body. And his answer said, let's deal with that later, but you should have chemo to cure that. And if any other things came up, we can deal with that later. So I said, what do you mean later? He said, well, let's see how it goes. So from there, we decided not to go through chemo. And my wife and my sons actually did a lot of research through different clinic. Matter of fact, we called different clinic. And by calling ITC, Immunity Therapy Center, we talked to the doctor, have an appointment with the doctor, and the treatment or the therapy we have was really encouraging us to ignore all other clinics, what they do for treatment, and I thought ITC is the best place to go.
Definitely did not want to do something invasive like chemos, so we wanted alternative therapies. And that's when our whole family, we have 4 children, we were all researching. Our son Josh called many therapy centers, and for the most part, we were dissatisfied with what they had to offer. We were very impressed with ITC and actually did talk to Dr. Bautista, and I think at that point we decided to come here, 2016.
It was very nice when I called here, and I talked to probably one of the staff, and they encouraged me to follow up and to see Dr. Bautista or have an appointment with Dr. Bautista on the phone. And Dr. Bautista called us at home. We were home, called us, and he was very patient. I asked him tons of questions, and he very nicely, without any rush, without like other doctor won't get out of the phone quickly or get out. He spent his time patiently and answered all my questions. And when I came here, the staff, the nurses and the staff really, no lie, is superb. They follow direction and the treatment very nicely, and they really have a smile on their face, make you comfortable to be in the clinic. So I would say, seriously, the treatment and the treatment of the people to the patient, I'm talking about myself, where everybody else the same, the treatment was great. You have probably at least 20 different therapy, between IV therapies, immune therapies, and other therapies, and none of them painful at all. So I tell you this, For the time I've been here in the past, I did not feel or think my quality of life have taken away from me. The quality of life was the same, walking, talking, and yet the what you call that lymphoma was shrinking rapidly, which really is a plus. And after 3 weeks after that, I stayed 6 weeks, which I didn't have to go 6 weeks. I could have gone after 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So I stayed the 6 weeks, and the lump is completely gone from under my arm. And that was fantastic. The other thing I'd like to emphasize, after 6 weeks, there is a home program, which I really encourage everybody. I did that. It's extra, definitely, but you spend 6 weeks here, and your home program will carry you, I don't know, another 3 months. So it's a continuation of my 6 weeks, and 3 more months goes after that to make sure you're not just cut off the treatment. So the treatment kept going on for 3 more months, which is fantastic, which I follow that. I guess I follow that first year and second year, but the program.
And I'd like to say that after that, he was doing so well that a year had gone by, and our children and myself and Fouad said, well, why don't you just go back and, get a boost, just to continue with your good health. So we did that in 2017, 18, and now the beginning of 2020 for the boost.
4 years in a row.
4 years in a row.
Which I don't mind.
He's done so well.
I hope I can keep it up like that and keep me alive for a year. That'd be great, you know what I mean? Means a lot, definitely. I can talk forever for that. I'm telling you, no, serious. As anybody coming from the state, and you hear things about drugs and all this stuff, and just coming from Mexico, and you hear that in the news. But first year, I was very comfortable, very safe. My wife and I, we walk downtown. We go to Revolution Street. We go to the malls and go there and here, walk by itself, and nothing to fear about whatsoever. And if ever have any experience, we would not come back again. That's obvious. So, but we have felt the people very kind, hardworking people, very lovable people, very truly lovable people, between the outside of the clinic and inside the clinic. There are both sides. They're fantastic people, and they are good friends.
Everyone is so nice, and where we don't speak Spanish, they help us. Everyone.
I said I went to Mexico for the treatment ITC, and I have a bad disease, so many months to live, and when I went to ITC, everything worked perfect. And that's a sign of a successful clinic or successful therapy. And when you come here, you'll find the treatment is fantastic, and it will help you tremendously. And like I said before, with the treatment you have, the list of treatment you have, I think the success rate is so high among other clinics, extremely high. And I am one of the example, actually. So I encourage anybody, definitely, to come to ITC.
Yeah, I think sometimes people are hesitant to learn about alternative therapies because they want to believe they're oncologist. So I think that you have to think outside the box and be willing to think outside the box, and do some research and talk to people like my husband, who's had a very good experience, and hopefully convince them there are other methods of treatment.